Hi and welcome to this tutorial. Today we're going to focus on interview nerves and how we can manage them. Nerves affect everybody, and nerves obviously also cause stress. For example, we always fear that people won't like us at the interview, we fear that we might be late, we fear that we might not be dressed correctly. So many things go through our mind that cause stress, and obviously the objective of this tutorial is just to teach you a tool that will help you kind of manage that stress, so you focus on the positive rather than the negative. So the tool is called visualization, and visualization is used in business, it's used in sport, and more and more common now to manage the process of stress. As I mentioned earlier, the key thing with nerves or stress is we focus on the negative rather than the positive, and therefore we become more stressed, we become more anxious, and sometimes what it makes us want to do is pull out of the interview or not go, which is not good again. So the key thing that we're going to concentrate on is visualization. So visualization is the process of imagining a desired outcome in your mind. In other words, you're mentally preparing for the event before it has happened. So an example of somebody who's used this is the golfer Jack Nicklaus. Oprah Winfrey uses it, Jim Carrey, Usain Bolt, whole host of sports stars that use it before the actual event happens. So step one in this process is find somewhere that's quiet. So whether it be a bedroom, whether it be an office, just find somewhere, as I say, that's very, very quiet. The next step that you want to take is lie down or sit down and take 5 to 6 big deep breaths. Try and quiet your mind. So this again is a great tool if this is before your interview, if you're sitting in the car, for example, and you get a little bit stressed, is just take 5 to 6 deep breaths. So once you're in a comfortable position, what I want you to do is look at an object that might be in the room or in your office. For example, it might be a cup, it might be a pen. So what I want you to do is choose one object. And with that particular object, I want you to look at all the detail. So spend 30 seconds looking at as much detail as possible. For example, the color, the size, the shape, the patterns. So spend 30 seconds just focusing all your attention on that particular object. Once you've done that, now what I want you to do is close your eyes and visualize that particular object. So all you're doing is it's a mental rehearsal. So close your eyes and picture that particular object in your mind. So again, just repeat the process. The shapes, the sizes, the colors, just visualize everything in your mind's eye for 30 seconds. Once you've done that, just repeat the process 3 times. So just keep practicing, because it can be a little bit difficult at first and you think, well, why the hell am I doing this? But if you notice all your attention is focusing on that particular object. The next step, which is when you've completed obviously the previous one there, which is visualizing the particular object, is now what I want you to do is visualize the actual interview process. So visualize the clothes that you're going to wear, visualize how you're going to look, visualize, for example, the aftershave or deodorant that you're going to use, visualize you responding to the questions, visualize yourself arriving early to the destination. Visualize yourself actually answering the questions with confidence. So what you're doing is you're preparing mentally for the actual interview before you've gone there. So visualize exactly how you want the interview process to go. And the more you practice this, the more you visualize this, the more you'll actually see that it'll be quite calm. So where I say if you're in your bedroom or you're in your office, you'll notice how calm you will be because you're focused on the outcome that you desire and not on the stress of the nerves. So it's a very, very important tool, I say, that's used now across the world in all different types of industries, different types of sectors. So visualize in your mind's eye the outcome that you want. Now, some of you may be lying there or sitting there and thinking, well, how can I visualize something that hasn't happened yet? Now, the next step, or even prior to this one really, is to find out the location, find out where you're going, and do what's called a dry run. So find out exactly where the place is. So if you need to get a bus or you need to get a train, look on Google Maps, look at the office so you know where you're going. Find out the people who are going to be interviewing you, so you can make a quick call to the employer first to find out who and how many people, because that's one thing you want to find out is the number of people. And this is all part of your preparation. This is all part of the mental rehearsal, is finding out the answers to those questions. So just in summary, who's going to be at the interview, how many people, where is the office, what's the dress code, And once you're comfortable that you've got all that information, then you can kind of repeat the process, repeat the mental rehearsal. And as I say, what you'll find out is the more you focus on what it is that you want rather than what you don't want, is the more positive things that will happen to you. So use the visualization tool, but don't be naive enough to think that you don't have to do anything else. Obviously, carry out those important pieces of practice, which are, or preparation, which are finding out the answers to the questions. So who's interviewing me, how many people, where is it going to be, what's the dress code. So follow all those key steps, and what you'll find is, you'll be a lot calmer and a lot more mentally prepared for the interview.